the way I talk about non-duality, it's nothing to do with beliefs or concepts. It's the words are just pointers. So the pointer that there is no one, there's no person. What it's trying to capture is the sense that there is no separate person. There's no separate person that really you have no way of knowing who you are. I think that's a good way of putting it. You have no way of knowing who you are. What you are is an absolute mystery. It's a you could say it's an openness, a freedom that allows everything to happen. It's Heidegger, famous Western philosopher. He talked about the human being. A person is not a thing. It's not an entity. A human being is an opening, a clearing, in which being can reveal itself. That's pretty cool. We're not entities. We're just an opening. What we are is an opening in which this apparent world of time and space and color and form can reveal itself. And ultimately, this is what the word non-duality points to, and it can't be understood intellectually, is that this opening is not separate from what arises in the opening. They are one. Which is to say that awareness isn't separate from the contents of awareness. Which all can sound very, very intellectual, quite philosophical and quite heady. But what it really means is this, that two separate people, me and you, will never meet. Because there's me with my beliefs, my prejudices, my wants, my desires, my past, my stories, and you with yours. Two people really can only agree or disagree. But really, what we are, we're not people. We're not entities. And this is where words completely fail. This is why you can't really talk about non-duality.
Well, you were saying the clearing.
Space.
We're two clearings
Two clearings meet, and
they just merge.
They merge because it's like oneness only sees itself. It's like, really there are no separate people. You're only ever seeing yourself. It's like, well, you could say in non-duality language, you could say no one meets no one. Really, the mystery is only meeting itself in a million different forms. And so beyond the words, beyond our past, beyond our stories, that's what's always happening. We're always meeting in that place.
Somehow those words, like that type of wording has never resonated with me very much. But when you say like we're two clearings that are just like, maybe my picture is the clearing in the woods, just two meadows that are just merging or something like that, and the sun just spills over, and like your sun is so warm and so delicious, and my sun, I hope you like it, and and that's what, then you start to think, oh, that's what love is.
Yep, that's what the word love points to. The word love points to the end of separation, the end of me and you. It's very interesting because me and you could never really be in love. Because we are love. We can't. Love isn't something that we do. It's what we are. In love, there's no boundaries, no barriers. We talk about falling in love. Love is a falling. It's the falling away of me. It's the falling away of the separate self. So when we talk about two people in love, literally we're in love. We're swimming in love, but that's where we're always swimming. We just we think that person is the source of love. Actually, this is all love. It's all the source. So really, what happens when two people fall in love? It's the story, the illusion falls away, and love meets itself. The source recognizes itself, and it's nothing to do with another person. Because that's when the problem begins, is then we think the other person has done that to us. We think that,
tie him down.
Yeah,
I
and
gotta
then
have that person
exactly.
around.
Then we want to possess them. Yeah, because that one person there is the source of my happiness. So I have to keep them. And once you have to keep someone, then you have to start manipulating, and that's where the violence begins. But just to see that love is not something that you can have; it's what you are, and then that intimacy begins to be seen everywhere. We're always meeting in that intimacy. You know, really, we don't know anyone. We don't know anyone at all. And it's like...
So you mean like the only thing you can know is another clearing,
Yeah.
or a no one. But
Yeah.
anyone else is like that clearing that's filtered through their past or through their concepts or beliefs about life.
Yeah.
You know, how life is good.
So what we usually, when we say that we know someone, what we really know is the past. Knowledge is past. Memory. Memory. So we don't really see them anymore. We just see what we know. We experience what we know about them, which is them. When we talk about I know someone, what we really mean is I know what I know about them. We never really know another person. We just know what we know about them, which is them, which is our experience of another. Our experience of another person is what we know about that other person. Our knowledge about another person is that person to us. So when that falls away, there's just intimacy, and you have to admit you don't know them, and then you meet them. You really meet them and you really hear them as if for the first time. And this could be someone that you've known your whole life. You know.
Well, when that falls away, is there any more relationship, or is relationship a thing like not in the terms
I would say that is relationship. There is only relationship. And what we call relationship usually is really when the manipulation begins. When
we usually call it that, a whole series of compromises and agreements.
Yeah, it's like when you first fall in love with someone, you don't know them yet, and you find that's why they're fascinating. You don't yet.
It's all discovery.
It's a discovery. It's a discovery. It's like being a kid again. You're like a child again. You're fascinated by them, and you really hear them. You hear what they say, and you really see them, and they're not yet yours. You haven't yet claimed them as yours.
Beloved calls you here today to ask you for this dance. What will you say?